This episode of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast is sponsored by the best-selling book, Halloween Horror Nights Unofficial, The Story and Guide 2017. If you're brave enough to attend Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights, you better believe you'll need a survival guide. Head over to Amazon and pick up your copy now and get the stories behind the scares and never miss a trick.
On August 8th, 2017, T23D at Universal Studios Florida closed for good. This day was known as Judgment Day. Welcome to episode 270 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, senators, congressmen, invited guests, welcome to Cyberdyne Systems, America's leading supplier of future technology for consumer products and defense. You are about to enter our demonstration center for classified preview of our most incredible new technologies. Please remember that all information presented today is strictly confidential. Finally, Cyberdyne Systems cannot be responsible for personal injuries sustained due to radiation exposure or high-energy tachyon fields. Thank you, and enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Cyberdyne Demonstration Center. Please do not put on your safety visors at this time. Improper use of these glasses can result in disorientation, dizziness, or minor chromosome damage. Thank you.
Imagine a world where butterflies run on batteries, where children in Chicago, Detroit, Los Angeles, and Seattle all learn exactly the same lesson from exactly the same teacher at exactly the same time, every day. Where a grandmother can choose from 5,000 television channels, and if she can't, her television chooses for her. Where a neurosurgeon can remove a brain tumor without missing the sunset. Or a mother can tuck her babies in at night from halfway around the planet. It's happening. Today, at Cyberdyne Systems. That's right, Cyberdyne. We're back, bigger and better than ever. And we're ready to lead the world down the information superhighway. Our goal, complete global communications leadership. We've pioneered new breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, neural network processors, plus advanced robotic systems for medicine, consumer products, and defense. But our greatest challenge lies ahead. Imagine every computer on Earth, every television, and eventually every living person united in the ultimate global network. You've heard of the Information Highway? Welcome to the Information Skyway. Imagine the ease and the speed. You'll be able to reach any person anywhere on Earth anytime you choose. This is the future of communication, the future of national defense, the future of a new global society. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Skynet.
Are we in?
Easy money.
Okay, listen to me, everybody. We don't have much time. Skynet is your enemy. It must be destroyed before it destroys us. Don't believe this cutesy pie video and their slick marketing. These corporate pigs aren't selling safety, they're selling death. They should all be taken out and barbecued in their own...
Mom, the mission, remember? She's a little tense. Okay, attention everyone. This is a warning. To all civilians inside the building, Cyberdyne System is a menace. The Skynet project threatens the future of humanity. We're going to stop it. You've got 5 minutes to get out.
Security? It's them. The Connors, you idiot. They're crushing our show. Yes, there's an audience here. I don't care. Shut them down, now.
Roll tape. Now listen to me very carefully. Only days after its completion, the Skynet computer will turn against us, launching an all-out war against mankind. The battle will last over 30 years, with the fate of the human race at stake. How do I know this? How do I know what's in the future? Because the future paid me a visit. Skynet sent killer cyborgs, Terminators, back through time to remove those who would oppose it. John and I were at the top of their hit list. But the Resistance sent a lone warrior, a protector for John. A Terminator programmed to defend human life. And despite my reservations about this particular model, he defended us to the very end, sacrificed himself to save the future. And then John and I were alone again. I thought we prevented Judgment Day, but it's starting all over.
Mom, we gotta go! Like now!
Skynet must never be completed. Get out of the building. You have been warned. You have 5 minutes before we...
Making the future safer and friendlier for everyone. And then you'll witness perhaps Cyberdyne's greatest breakthrough, an incredible new technology that will change your world today and tomorrow.
Right, that took care of it. I don't know how they did it. That's supposed to be your job. Do what you have to. Double security on the doors, just keep them out.
The future. It's happening. Today. At Cyberdyne Systems. We are the future.
Well, hi everybody! It sure isn't so nice to see so many friendly faces here today. Super! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Cyberdyne Systems. My name is Kimberly Duncan, Cyberdyne's Director of Community Relations and Media Control. Today you're going to see a classified presentation of our latest, most exciting technology. Super! I'll tell you this much now, you'll need the safety visors we distributed when you entered. Does anybody need a pair of glasses?
I do.
Well, please ask our attendants as you enter the demonstration centre. Super! Everybody ready? Okay then, follow me.
Well, hello everybody and welcome to episode 270 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. And obviously on this one, we are honoring Terminator 2 3D Battle Across Time.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yes, and of course, we've got Lee and Tracy on the show as well. Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
hello.
Channeling my
And
inner
then we
John
have-
Connor.
And we have Producers Club member Alicia joining us as well. Hello.
Do.
I literally had chills recording that intro. It was so cool.
I'm just hearing myself going, yep,
I think
Yeah.
it works that you didn't do an accent.
I can't do an accent.
I think it actually worked.
Okay. Good job.
We hire people with British accents on purpose because it's disarming.
Yeah.
There you go then.
Well, think about the Purge in Halloween Horror Nights this year. That woman on top of the bus doing the auction, she's British.
Very true.
Yes, that is true.
Yes.
That's what that says about
Yeah.
us.
I think you know exactly what it says. But yeah, as you know, Terminator 2 3D closed its doors on October 8th to make way for a new Universal attraction that we don't know what it is yet. But
I know what it is yet, but go on. We'll get there. We'll get there later.
all right. But we are going to pay tribute to it as we like to do it on the UUOP.
Yeah.
You have just witnessed the pre-show done in typical UUOP style, and we will share more with you later. But for now, let's go back in time. Terminator 2 3D Battle Across Time opened at Universal Studios Florida in April 1996, costing $60 million. It subsequently opened at Universal Studios Hollywood on May 6, 1999, and Universal Studios Japan on March 31st, 2001. The Japan version of the attraction is the only one currently in operation, as the Hollywood version closed on December 31st, 2012, and was replaced by Despicable Me Minion Mayhem.
The Universal Orlando attraction was located in the Hollywood section of Universal Studios Florida and took place in the Miles Bennett Dyson Memorial Auditorium. James Cameron returned to direct the short film, as did stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, Robert Patrick, and Edward Furlong.
Yeah, when they first created the film portion, it cost $24 million, making it the most expensive movie ever filmed per minute. The attraction was the perfect combination of live action, animatronics, and 3D, with awesome interaction between the live in-theater actors and the 3D screens.
You've heard me say God knows how
Oh,
many
yeah.
times on this show that I still think it's the best, was the best 3D
Yeah.
attraction in Orlando, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So carrying on with UUOP Theatre, we will now transport you to the Miles Bennett Dyson Memorial Auditorium. We enter the Cyberdyne Presentation Centre through multiple doors at the back of the theatre. The spacious auditorium features wide carpeted aisles and comfortable seats. A broad stage spans the room, its various platformed levels reaching down to the audience floor and up to a large curtain in big letters. I'm not quite sure why.
Seriously?
The walk-in music continues the hip "You're going to love this flavour" established in the pre-show video. What the hell? A speaker's podium / control console stands stage right, bearing the Cyberdyne logo. The control console wraps around behind the podium, forming a little space where a person can stand and either address the audience or turn upstage to operate an array of high-tech control panels and digital displays. I'm not going to do that anymore.
No,
it's just the
thank
way
you.
it's written. A vertical video projection screen lies embedded in a structural column stage right of the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cyberdyne Visitor Center. Our special presentation of classified technology will continue in just a moment. Please do not put on your safety visors at this time. Wait until instructed by your Cyberdyne host or hostess.
Kimberly Duncan, the Cyberdyne spokesperson, leads us into the theater. She hops onto the stage and directs us.
Please step in quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Find a row and move all the way to the end, making room for everyone. Because this auditorium was precision designed by Cyberdyne engineers, rest assured that every seat will give you an excellent view of our presentation.
Kimberly busies herself at the control console, pressing a sequence of buttons.
And now, if everybody is settled, let's continue with our presentation. Super!
Kimberly presses a button and the house lights fade to half. A spotlight fades up on her. Behind Kimberly, the curtain opens, revealing a high-tech wall emblazoned with a large chrome Cyberdyne logo. The video projection screen carries a live image of Kimberly as she speaks from the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, armed combat has entered the age of the thinking machine, and today it gives us great pleasure to introduce the ultimate thinking machine.
We hear the faint whirring of servos all around us, and then, with a startling psh, 6 large pneumatic hatches open around the room. Liquid nitrogen fog spills out of the hatches.
The Mechanical Soldier! Super!
And as intense music builds, a group of cold metal objects start to rise from the 6 open hatches around us. Fog lights shine up through the dark metal gratings below, casting eerie shadows up the theatre walls.
Cyberdyne Systems is proud to present the future of modern defense.
These things are creepy. At first, we might mistake them for missiles rising out of their silos. I don't know. Okay. But then we realize that these are gleaming chrome robots.
The Cyberdyne Series 70 Automated Fighting Infantry Units, or as we call them,
Ka-chunk! The robots finish their upward travel and lock into place, their eyes light up with a blood-red glow.
the Terminators.
And that's what they are. They're the deadly endoskeletons from the movies, those same skull faces and chrome bodies, but a little larger. These models are nearly 8 feet tall. The machines are alert now, scanning the audience as if looking for trouble. They carry huge attack rifles. The video projection screen switches to images of the T-70s around the room. A spotlight rises on Kimberly. Her cheery spiel contrasts with the endoskeleton's lethal appearance.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the most advanced fighting machines in the world today. And now, let's see just what they can do. Please put on your safety visors, the special glasses you received outside. Super!
She puts on a pair of visors just like ours. House lights down.
Observe.
Kimberly pushes another button on the console. 6 hanging targets descend from the ceiling and hang over the audience. They're high-tech versions of standard police targets, showing stylized outlines of a human profile.
Automatic targeting systems active.
The T-70s suddenly snap to attention like hunting dogs on the trail. Each Terminator picks out a target and watches it descend into position.
Laser designators active.
From each T-70's rifle, a bright red laser beam appears. They crisscross the theater in sweeping arcs until they lock onto their designated targets.
Prepare to fire. Lock and load. Commence firing.
And the room fills with thunder. The T-70s open fire on the targets. The guns blaze with automatic fire, rattling off 600 rounds a minute. Their shooting is laser perfect at first. The guns punch precise clusters through the heart and head bullseyes. Kimberly calmly puts her fingers in her ears, watching the demonstration with a placid smile. Then, as the sequence progresses, the robot's aim deviates more and more. They start to hit the target's arms, legs, and groins for some strange reason. It's like RoboCop. Scraps of paper flutter down from the targets. Bullets tear up the target frames, sending sparks flying and causing pieces of the frames to break loose and dangle from the targets. The gunfire stops as suddenly as it began. The T-70s return to attention. Silence. It's been only 10 or 15 seconds, but it felt like the Normandy invasion. The room is filled with smoke and ruined targets and little drifting bits of charred paper. Kimberly jumps right in with a winning corporate smile.
The Cyberdyne Series 70, ladies and gentlemen.
House lights up to half, please.
But raw firepower is just the beginning. Within 5 years, these incredible fighting machines will completely replace US combat in all...
A pair of explosions shakes the air overhead. The ceiling ventilation ducts burst open at two different places with a flash of light and a cloud of smoke. Rappelling cables drop from the ducts into the theater. Then, zipping down the cables from above, we see a pair of live actors, John and Sarah Connor. They're heavily armed and ready for action.
Mom, they've already started.
Move!
The security system goes nuts. Alarms and sirens sound all around the theater as the video surveillance system tries to get a fix on the two intruders. The video projection screen cuts away from Kimberly to show the two intruders. Kimberly suddenly springs into action. She completely drops her civilized facade and becomes a snarling, take-no-prisoners Cyberdyne mercenary. She grabs for the security phone on the control console.
Get me security, now! I've got the Connors in the theater!
John, the alarms!
On it.
They pause in mid-descent and open fire, expertly blasting the alarms. John blasts the alarms on the side column. Sarah destroys the phone Kimberly's holding. They finish their zip slides and land in the theater. They unclip their harnesses and run towards the stage. On the video projection screen, we can see their faces more clearly.
I tried to warn you. Skynet means the end of everything. Don't you understand? And we are putting a stop to Skynet right now, while we still can.
I don't think so.
Shut those things down!
No way, Connor. This is a high security.
Ow! Sarah fires a shot just over Kimberly's head. It hits the Cyberdyne logo on the wall behind her.
Right now!
Okay, don't shoot!
Kimberly fumbles with the controls, trying to comply. But as she does, we hear a weird liquid sucking sound behind her. And the bullet hole in the Cyberdyne logo heals. Where the bullets entered a moment earlier, it left a large chrome crater. But now, the metal logo shifts and ripples like soft butter, smoothing over the hole until there's no trace of it left. And then, as Sarah crosses to the console, the logo loses its shape and begins to peel off the wall.
Oh no. It can't be!
Now you people have exactly 1 minute.
As ominous music builds, the melting logo drops to the ground, landing in a formless chrome blob on the top step. It casts a shadow on the wall behind it.
Mom, look out!
Sarah turns and sees the bizarre chrome thing, which shifts and changes under its own power.
Take cover, John!
The Connors dive off the stage into the audience and take refuge in the crowd. Suddenly, a portion of the chrome mass stretches away from the stage, extending out into the theatre. The liquid metal forms a mirrored face that reaches out towards us, almost close enough to touch. We can see the audience reflected in its smooth chrome features. Kimberly points a shaking finger at the chrome blob.
My God, what is that?
But the Connors already know what that is. It's the deadly cybernetic organism sent by Skynet to destroy John and Sarah, the T-1000. The robot assassins scan slowly back and forth, looking for John and Sarah.
Sarah Connor. John Connor.
The metal face thrusts towards us one more time, but as it pushes forward, the chrome surface changes to skin tones, a snake shedding its digital skin. The T-1000's human face is almost fully formed now. The head backs away from us and retracts towards the wall as the remaining chrome mass transforms into the black fabric of a policeman's uniform. The creature pulls itself into the shape of a human figure, and in one final transformation, the creature morphs into the T-1000's familiar motorcycle cop persona, complete with sunglasses and helmet. The T-1000 crosses the stage, never taking its eyes off the audience, where it knows John and Sarah are hiding. Kimberly sees it coming and panics.
What are you doing? You can't just...
With a casual effort, the T-1000 grabs Kimberly by the throat and tosses her behind the console. John and Sarah run up the edge of the stage, desperately trying to take cover behind a piece of equipment on stage. The T-1000 turns to the control console and efficiently punches a few buttons.
Automatic designators active.
The hanging targets ascend out of sight as the T-70 robots come back to life. They swing around and their laser targeting systems start to converge on John and Sarah.
Laser designators active.
The T-70 laser scopes sweep red beams toward the Connors, who are completely exposed to the chrome robots. John notices the T-70 zeroing in on them. Mom, this isn't good.
Sarah turns around and sees the T-70s. They're trapped.
Prepare to fire. Lock and load.
They exchange looks. Sarah grabs John's hand. A last goodbye. The quiet is shattered by a bolt of blue-white lightning that rips across the stage. Another bolt appears, then another. They dance across the screen, clutching at the side columns and floor as though looking for a place to land. The lightning bolts begin to converge at a single point, across the stage from the control console. Heavy metal thunder shakes the theatre, and somewhere in the surreal background we hear the revving of an enormous motorcycle getting louder. T-1000 stops before he hits the firing button, looking around, momentarily distracted. Suddenly a jet black sphere opens up in the middle of the lightning bolts, appearing out of dead-ass nowhere.
Dead-ass nowhere?
They got it, wrote this.
This is the time sphere effect from T2. Through this time vacuole, we see fleeting static shadowed images of another world.
What the hell's a vacuole?
A hole
Okay.
into a vacuum.
Right, okay.
We learned something.
Yeah.
I made it up.
We didn't. We just read it off here.
No, I made up the meaning.
All right.
I might be right.
It makes sense.
A vacuum hole.
Yeah.
There you go. And with a roar of light and thunder, a leather-clad figure on Black Harley-Davidson explodes out of the sphere. The bike hurtles out of the void, flying through the air as though it had just arrived in mid-jump, and soars across the stage in a blazing meteor trail of white lightning. The entire theatre is lit by the glare as the bike comes roaring through. It lands on the stage floor, bouncing heavily on its suspension. Trailing crackling electric discharges, it disappears for a moment behind the control console and reappears an instant later. The bike screeches forward, accelerating towards downstage centre. As it passes a console, the Harley smashes into the T-1000, sending the cop flying across the stage. The bike fishtails slightly and skids to a halt near the Connors.
The big machine thunders menacingly as its rider revs the engine. The figure on the machine is massive, dressed all in black riding leather, his severe face made more threatening by the familiar black glasses. Enter Terminator.
I said I'd be back.
The T-70s turn to follow the Terminator, the laser targeting beam sweeping toward him, but Terminator doesn't waste a moment. He unslings a sawed-off 10-gauge lever action Winchester from the bike's saddlebag and boom, boom! Really? That's the best sound you could come up with from a shotgun. Pumps 2 rounds into the control console, which explodes in sparks. The T-70s go dead. They descend into their silos. The T-1000 jumps back to his feet and begins to advance toward them. Terminator holds out a hand to John.
Come with me if you want to live.
Sarah is between John and the T-1000. She raises her weapon and fires. It jerks with the impact, staggering but advancing. Dripping mercury craters appear in its chest with each shot. Sarah shouts to John, who is hesitating.
Go with him. Get to Skynet.
John leaps onto the motorcycle behind Terminator. Sarah fires again. T-1000 staggers back, then advances.
Get out of here. Go.
Terminator guns the throttle on the motorcycle. It pops a wheel, the back wheel spinning and smoking. The T-1000 is coming towards them.
Hit it, lug nuts!
Vroom! The motorcycle takes off, straight for the back wall. The time sphere, which has been flickering slowly from left to right, now hovers in the dead centre of the stage. The Harley hits the bottom steps and leaps into the air, and with a burst of crackling energy, the motorcycle flies right into the time sphere. The world turns inside out. As the Terminator's motorcycle enters the time sphere, a blinding glare of electrical energy flashes all around the bike and sphere. A cloud of tachyon particles swirls like tiny glowing cinders in the bike's wake. The time sphere expands, growing bigger and moving towards us. The mysterious world behind it rushes forward as well, so we're actually following the motorcycle. The crackling sphere grows until it fills the entire 3D film screen. At the same time, the stage and theatre go dark, and all objects on the stage descend into the stage, leaving us looking at a pure 3D film.
And then the film pauses and we go to an ad for Mouse and Muggle.
Doesn't listening to the crew at UUOP every week make you wish that you were actually at Universal Orlando Resort? Well, stop wishing and start doing. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company is the perfect place to begin. Their team of concierge-level travel planners will help you every step of the way. And for you muggles who also love the mouse, their team of experts specialize in Disney destinations too. And the best part of all, their services are free to you. So, if you're ready to plan your next Disney or Universal vacation, let Mouse and Muggle Travel Company do all the work for you. Just go to mouseandmuggle.com and fill out a no-obligation quote request. Or send an email to info@mouseandmuggle.com. And remember, whether you're a mouse or a muggle, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company can help make your next vacation simply magical.
All right, and we're back, and we're going to take you into the 3D movie part of Terminator 2 3D.
The Terminator and John blast through the time sphere as tachyon particles fly out in a 3D effect at the audience, revealing the nuclear nightmare world of Los Angeles 2029. That's coming up soon. The city lies in ruins. Little fires dot the shattered landscape. Strange chrome aircraft fly through the darkened sky, rapid-firing plasma blasts. Grotesque hunter-killer tanks tread the rubble landscape in the distance. As the motorcycle hits the ground and screeches to a stop, the camera rushes up to it, moving in tight on Terminator, as he leans the weight of the machine in one leg and turns to look back.
Off his look, we whip pan 180 degrees, looking back the way we just came, revealing the time sphere, seen from the future side. Beyond the outline of the window is the audience, still seated in the auditorium in 1996.
It was 2015 when I was sat.
I know, clothes are a bit outdated, but... Before we have too much time to think about this out-of-body paradox, the T-1000 leaps through the window and rushes right towards us. The camera pushes in, rushing towards the evil T-1000, giving him a sense of enormous speed. The T-1000 reaches out with his right hand. We see that it's changed to a cruel metal hook, and then swipes us with his left arm, which is now an extended metallic blade.
I can hear the music. It's like... Angle on Terminator as he extends the 10 gauge with one hand and points right into the camera. Boom!
So you get a boom, I got a poom.
It's no longer boom! He fires right between the T-1000's eyes. The T-1000's head splits as he falls back and collapses to the ground. This moment of victory is interrupted by the thundering sound of an approaching FHK, even as plasma blasts begin exploding nearby.
Back to Terminator and John as a flying hunter killer swoops into view. That's what you get for leaving. Terminator revs up the bike. He won't listen, so it doesn't matter.
He probably doesn't.
Terminator revs up the bike and takes off just as a massive plasma blast punches a 3-foot crater into the ground, right where the bike was seconds before. We burst through the smoke and fire of the explosion, following the bike as Terminator swerves with machine precision, avoiding the barrage of purple blasts. John shouts over the action.
What the hell is going on? Where are we?
Your future, John Connor, unless we stop them. Now.
Oh man, you're heading to Skynet.
Before Terminator can respond, a major big-time plasma blast explodes directly in front of them. Kablam! The bike hits the exploding rubble, launching them into the air. In slow motion, Terminator grabs John and spins in the air like a cat, coming down on his back on the pavement. Wham!
He skids in his back on the concrete, throwing a comet tail of sparks behind them. Before he has even come to rest, he is rolling to his feet, pulling John up next to him. Behind him...
Wait, no, he doesn't just do that. He throws him off of him first in like the funniest way. He just like tosses him off to the side. Like he weighs nothing. Okay, sorry, continue.
That's okay. Behind them, the FHK circles around and comes in for the kill. Terminator grabs John and pulls him as they rush for cover.
This way, quick.
They rush to a large burned-out parking structure, darting under its protected cover. The massive FHK fires several plasma blasts at them, but too late. Its intended victims are safely inside. The FHK can't get to them.
That was close.
It's not over.
They move into the shadows as the FHK sweeps overhead again, its moving searchlight seeking them out. Tight on the flying HK, as doors open in its belly, releasing 3 chrome discs as they come to life, rocketing downwards towards the parking structure. They are mini hunters.
Aww.
Baby hunters! Single rotor anti-personnel drones about a foot in diameter. Fast, short range, death frisbees.
Death frisbee? I like it.
It's like hunting.
If he was you know he'd probably say that's what they called me in college.
They each carry a front-mounted automatic weapon about as powerful as an Uzi.
They whine like evil bees as they swarm down the shadows, splitting off in 3 directions with keen precision. We track with one of them as it zips through the war-torn landscape, tracking with John and Terminator as they sprint through the ruins of the crumbling parking structure. The mini-hunters attack, Angle following the lead disc as it closes in on the running targets. Terminator pulls John in front of him, shielding him with his body as the mini-hunters open fire. Terminator's leather jacket is ripped to shreds as rounds riddle his back.
Sheltering John, he whips around with the 10 gauge, firing one-handed right into the camera. Mini-hunter number 1 is blown into shrapnel right in the foreground. Terminator pulls John behind a concrete column as the other mini-hunters fire and the concrete is riddled with hooks, and Terminator and John dodge out of the garage structure and through the ruins. And the 2 remaining mini-hunters fly aerobatics, swooping through and under the jumbled ruins to stay in pursuit. The last 2 mini-hunters whine, around a mound of debris closing. Mini-hunter number 2 flies in, its guns targeting Terminator. John sees it first and dives for cover.
Look out!
Terminator swings around, brings up the shotgun, pulls the trigger. Click, empty. As the mini-hunter fires, stitching rounds into his chest, he flips the gun in his hand, holding it by the muzzle, and swings it like a bat. Crack! Grand slam! The mini-hunter spins away, out of control.
Boom, 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 boom,
Smoking and throwing off bits of shrapnel. Wailing plaintively and out of control, it corkscrews past the last functioning mini-hunter. The remaining mini-hunter follows with its optical sensors. Boom, 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 as it goes by, watching it until it hears an off-screen explosion. Then it turns back toward its target and revs up angrily for an attack. Following the last mini-hunter as it zips at blinding speed through the ruins, following John and Terminator as they run and dodge, it loses sight of them and banks, doubling back, zigzagging through columns, burnt-out door frames, empty windows. It catches a glimpse, homes in, and loses them again. The winding disc hovers one way, then the other. Its sensor spins, searching. Perplexed, it edges past a column and...
Wham! A hand shoots out of the darkness and grabs it in a vice-like grip. Terminator steps from behind the pillar, holding the angry drone. It wriggles savagely in his hand. Its miniature guns rotate, trying to fire. Its little rotor screams shrilly as it struggles. Terminator smashes it against the wall.
Quit your whining.
It does. A skeletal silhouette with glowing red eyes steps out of a charred doorway. No, it blasts its way out of a wall. Come on. With like 3 explosions. A T-800 Terminator endoskeleton, Endo, raising its plasma rifle toward them as it moves. The T-800s are in the first stage in the creation of the cyborg. Our reprogrammed hero, Terminator himself, started as one of these before he was completed as a human infiltration unit. Terminator spins, hurling the dead mini-hunter like a discus right into the chest of the T-800. The mini-hunter explodes, blasting the Endo into cartwheeling chunks of metal. Out of the fiery explosion, the dead Endo's metallic head comes flying out directly at us in a Goddard-type style. Yeah. In a horrific 3D. John jumps backwards as the skull hurtles toward him. The head hovers for a moment, its eyes glowing red as it seems to stare at us, then it explodes right in our faces.
Nice shooting, Tex. A friend of yours?
He was my college roommate.
Now what?
Terminator hands John a backpack as he picks up the heavy plasma rifle from the dead Endo.
Now we take on Skynet.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
John follows Terminator to a blackened doorway, camera following, revealing an enormous bunker. Squat and brutal in its design, like a mesa of burnished metal, its sides angling up hundreds of feet to a flat top. It gives the impression of being only the tip of a vast structure under the earth, which it is. Ooh, we just learned something.
Oh, man.
Set into the face of the implacable bunker are numerous sets of massive doors, some closed, some open to allow hunter-killers to come and go. The nearest doors yawn wide as a flying hunter-killer emerges onto the killing plane. Beyond it, several doors down, a huge tracked vehicle, a tank hunter-killer, is entering the bunker. John takes a peek inside the pack given to him by the Terminator. Inside are metal cylinders the size of a thermos. A futuristic version of German potato masher grenades.
Satchel charges. Cool.
Let's bust the move.
They sprint towards the doors right under the jet wash of the departing FHK. Ahead, the enormous doors are grinding closed. Let me tell you about these doors. They're big, bigger than the Wizard of Oz's doors. This is like a stand-up act in the middle of the script. Bigger than the doors in war games. This is the Spruce Goose of doors. John and Terminator run full out towards the doors. They're not going to make it. Terminator's stride lengthens, and he gets there first, in time to wedge himself between the enormous doors. Like Samson between the pillars of the temple, his hydraulic arms hold the doors apart. There is a grumbling roar from the hidden mechanism as the doors strain to close.
Just as John makes it through, the powerful cyborg releases the doors, diving out of the way as they slam together with a thunderous clang, plunging us into absolute blackness.
Act 3. Skynet Showdown. The gong-like echo of the doors closing dies away along with the fading sounds of the HK explosions.
Where are we?
Home.
A pale shaft of light filters down through the darkness, and into it walk John and Terminator. Kahonk! A low, powerful hydraulic motor comes to life beneath us, and then the theatre begins to drop. With a hefty unlatching sound, the walls of the theatre start to rise. We're on a giant elevator the size of the entire theatre, descending into the bowels of the earth. John looks around in awe as the room descends.
Skynet.
Affirmative.
As we descend, the walls of the shaft reveal a larger vista. We're descending through the heart of Skynet's operations. This is not a place intended for human use. This is a facility designed by machines for machines. The architecture is alien, without aesthetics, without even such human basics as light switches and doorknobs. Girders and conduits crisscross the space around us. We notice dozens of tiny red eyes scattered throughout the chamber. These are automatic video cameras. They constantly scan the complex, looking for trouble.
A bank of security scanners checks the elevator for intruders. There are blue fans of light that sweep across the elevator and into the theatre. John and Terminator duck to avoid them. A sequence of electric sparks throws eerie popping light from below. John and Terminator brace for trouble, but it's just a T-800 endoskeleton welding some mechanical components. It pays them no notice.
Well, pretty intense security.
We are approaching the final level, Skynet's central core.
Terminator starts loading his plasma rifle, checking the satchel charges, preparing for the final battle. As we descend into the highest, deepest, widest chamber ever built, the central core is a vast, gleaming steel corridor that seems to go on forever. A cold mechanical environment, some kind of thermal insulated manufacturing facility. Liquid nitrogen moves through translucent walls and streams down the vents and piping that line the walls and ceiling. Catwalks and conveyor belts crisscross the chamber at weird angles. To the left and right, huge side tunnels branch off, nearly as vast as the central corridor. On the left, we see a gigantic video wall. The video wall stands 30 or 40 feet high and several hundred feet long, receding down the corridor. From here, Skynet monitors every aspect of its empire.
In the right-hand tunnel, two massive truncated cones converge from above and below. A catwalk extends from the platform into the gap between the cones. An immense chrome pyramid, perhaps 30 feet high, dominates the centre tunnel. While the rest of the Skynet systems are interconnected with ducts and cable trays, this gleaming metal stands strangely removed. Ba-doom! The elevator comes to a stop. We've reached the bottom of the huge elevator shaft.
John and Terminator quietly start to explore the space. In contrast to the thunderous noise of Act 2, motorcycle and foot chase, the only sounds here are faint hum of powerful machines all around us and their echoing footsteps. The room is cold, sterile, tomb-like.
So, what's the plan?
We destroy the central processing unit, then we activate the time generator. And then you go home.
Well, at least we're past all the security systems.
But what he doesn't see is that the video cameras have already spotted them, and their image appears on the stage right video wall. And now, a bad sound. That same metallic sucking we heard when the Cyberdyne logo healed up. Only a lot bigger.
All but one.
There's movement as the massive chrome pyramid begins to melt. It ripples down, forming a huge donut of liquid metal on the ground. The slithering chrome reveals a smaller object underneath, an imposing electronic pyramid covered in undecipherable patterns of light.
Okay, don't tell me. That's the central processor?
Suddenly the entire chamber seems to come to life as a liquid metal mound begins to change shape. The horrifying sound of bending, twisting, shrieking metal, giant spider-like arms slice up and out of the liquid metal moat. A metallic head grows from the centre, razor-sharp chrome legs extend from the shape, and it rises into the air.
And we're about to meet the Night Watchman?
Well, I'm glad that didn't make it into the show. John backs away from the deadly creature as the deadly creature continues morphing, growing in size by the second. As the creature comes to life, its head and arms reach out towards us. John and Terminator back away, momentarily unsure what to do. With a deafening roar, the metal completes its transformation into a horrific techno-organic chrome creature, a kind of steel spider nearly 30 feet high. Revealing a cruel set of razor-sharp metal teeth, the creature, called the T-1000, lets out a shriek of fury straight out of the cauldrons of hell.
Do something, quick!
Stand clear.
Without missing a beat, Terminator open fires with the plasma rifle as John dives out of the way. The shots have no effect on the creature. John and Terminator run to stage left, and the creature reaches out its arms for them. Terminator fires another plasma blast, and this time manages to blow off one of the creature's chrome arms. The wriggling tentacle merely dissolves and re-merges with its body once again.
Terminator and John rush to the other side of the stage. The T-1000 blocks them with its arm while metallic jaws snap at them. They move off the platform as the creature tries to get at them. The metallic head hovers over the audience as it searches for John and Terminator. 3D images are coming at us now from all 3 screens. Suddenly, John and Terminator leap onto the platform at stage right. The creature's head snaps in their direction and it screams out loudly as its arms extend toward them.
Any ideas?
Get down!
Terminator aims at the wall behind the creature and fires blindly into it. Whoosh!
What sort of a noise is that?
Firing blindly noise, obviously. The side of the wall blows open, releasing a spectacular cloud of liquid nitrogen across the stage. The fog fills the screen and stage, obscuring the T-1000 for a moment. The creature's hideous metallic cries are silenced. A moment later, the smoke clears. John and Terminator stand as before, still ready for their attack. But now we see the T-1000 is frozen solid, covered with sparkling frost, crystallized. Terminator raises the plasma rifle.
Wait!
The Terminator sprays the crystallized creature with gunfire, and the T-1000 shatters like glass. It's blown into a million silvery fragments. The razor-sharp metal shards fly through the air in all directions. A large cluster of fragments flies right toward our eyes. They hover in front of us, tinkling against each other with a musical sound like a million wind chimes. We feel tiny sprinkles of ice water on our arms and faces as pieces shatter toward us. John and Terminator look up in awe at the galaxy of metal flakes floating overhead. John looks around uneasy.
I'm not sure that was a good idea.
He's right, of course. Already the fragments hovering in front of us begin to soften and melt. They turn to floating blobs of liquid metal that start drifting back towards the centre of the chamber. The larger pieces shift, moving to join the floating blobs. As our heroes watch, the shattered pieces melt and merge together.
We don't have much time.
Terminator grabs the satchel charge from the backpack on John. He sets the timer and sets the trigger. We hear it beeping as the bomb begins counting down.
30 seconds. Follow me.
Terminator and John head to the stage left column, where a metal structure leads to the upper platform, and start to climb. The T-1000 is slowly reassembling itself, and now it's really, really pissed.
Oh man, this is not good. This is definitely not good.
Terminator reaches the service platform first and rips open the big junction box. Sparks jitter inside the box as Terminator jiggers the wires. Zacked! The huge cones on our right suddenly flare to life. Familiar lightning bolts crackle and a time sphere appears between the cones, identical to the one Terminator used in Act 1. John reaches the platform. The noise is building. The T-1000 rises and undulates violently, extending its razor-sharp arms out as it reforms.
Go, John, now!
No!
The creature's head is reforming now. Terminator grabs hold of a hanging cable and tests it for strength. He wraps it around himself and grabs the bomb in one hand. The beeping of the bomb has become rapid. There's only about 10 seconds left.
No! I won't go without you!
6 seconds, go!
Things happen really fast now. Terminator launches himself into the air, swinging on the cable. As he swings toward the CPU cabinet, Terminator shouts back to John.
Go!
John realises what is happening as he sees Terminator swinging towards the T-1000. He turns and races down the catwalk and leaps into the time sphere. There's a flare of electrical energy as he disappears. The head of the T-1000 reforms and screams a blood-curdling digital howl, twisting our attention back to the centre screen. Its mouth opens, flashing chrome daggers as Terminator swings towards it. Terminator kicks and spins, narrowly avoiding the T-1000 in mid-gnash. The beeping of the bomb turns it to a continuous high-pitched "this is it" tone. Terminator reaches the end of the cable's swing. The T-1000 freezes in its tracks. It knows it's screwed. And in the split instant before it blows, every surveillance camera in Skynet turns and focuses in on Terminator. His grim face fills a massive video wall in a heroic close-up.
Hasta la vista, baby.
And Terminator hurls the bomb into the CPU. Kablow! Wow! A massive explosion blows the CPU to shreds. It triggers a huge fireball that blows straight towards us. And as the rumbling, roiling fireball blows off the screen and reaches out towards us, a huge cloud of liquid nitrogen smoke thunders into the audience, obscuring everything. And for one terrifying instant, our seats suddenly drop out from under us, and the world goes black.
That's where I woke up last time.
Epilogue. In the darkness that follows, the Terminator theme music begins again. We can make out the trappings of the Cyberdyne Presentation Centre in the dim light. A light falls on John and Sarah. John has returned from the battle, drained and forlorn. Sarah folds him into her arms as she gazes out to the darkness. We hear Sarah's voice overhead.
And so the battle continues.
On the 3D film screen above them, a final image appears, the burning red eyes of a Terminator endoskeleton. It moves slowly out towards us, flames reflected in its chrome skull.
And once again, I find I owe my son's life to the heroic actions of a machine.
And then, as the endoskull hovers directly in front of us, it fades into the solemn visage of Arnold Schwarzenegger. A red glow appears in one eye behind his sunglasses.
A Terminator.
Oh yeah, we hope you enjoyed our little reenactment of Terminator 2 3D Battle Across Time.
I think that's the
We enjoyed
first
it.
time we've ever actually done like a full show.
Yeah. You don't realise just how much there is in them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Beetlejuice didn't get that.
No.
That would have been terrible.
Oh, God. I think we've just reenacted it. I think it actually took us longer. The film itself's only 24 minutes long, and we're like 50-odd minutes in.
There was a bit of giggling going on.
And there was a couple things that were cut out, like the T-800 working on an assembly line while we're going down an elevator.
Yeah.
I don't think that made it in. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I'm assuming this was like an original draft script.
I would say
Yeah.
so, because with the places where the words are like highlighted in capitals, it feels
Stage
as if,
direction.
yeah, and it feels as if it's maybe a first draft going out to give people the idea of
Yeah, it describes sound effects and
yeah.
things that the editors have to do. It describes the props,
yeah.
like the shotgun, very detailed.
Yeah, be interesting actually. I wish we'd kind of done this before we spoke to Gary Goddard about it to see how much.
Not for a critique on our acting.
No. Oh, I'm going to say he's going to get to listen to this. Trust me.
Good grief. Forgive us, Gary.
Actually, if anyone wants
But-
to listen to that, if you haven't been listening for a while,
Uh-huh.
actually, I should have a look. I don't actually know what.
Oh, that's
episode
my
number
favorite
it was.
episode. I love that episode. You know what? There's some ad libbing on set too that's not in the script that I really like. Like,
Yes.
go left, go go right, and it's like, John, please stop helping. that's a good line too. It's not in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't
It's,
know it that well. Like I say, the last time we saw it was 2 years ago, and as I say, I slept through a good chunk of it.
Yes.
Our interview
But
with Gary Goddard was episode 196.
What I like about I mean, not that I would like it, but now that it's closed, they let everyone film the last version.
All right.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
a lot of it is showing up on YouTube.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, good. So
So-
it's good to live on.
So we've done
In
our
the future.
tribute to the initial script, and then all the how it's evolved. I mean, you think it's been open for like 20 or
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
30 years at this point. Is that right? 20, 30, 10,
21.
20. Yeah.
21.
21.
So obviously,
21.
if the actors in it are obviously going to get not bored, but sick of doing the same lines, that it is going to evolve over time.
Of course it is.
they got a 5-minute standing ovation at the end
Awesome.
Oh,
for all the cast that were there that day. And even if you do go to watch it, you're not going to be able to hear most of the dialogue because people are cheering
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, it is a
It's
shame.
same
Like I
in
say,
the
I love it.
Yeah, that's
I don't think, we've talked about on the show quite a lot now that the day of attractions being largely actor driven are slowly going away, and
It's such a
Terminator
shame.
2 closing now is another one
yeah.
gone. You've only really got now the horror makeup show at Universal Studios. That I can't think of anything else that's
Yeah, Jaws had at least a spieler.
Yeah.
Kong
yeah.
had a spieler, which I've done both of those actually. It was a lot of
Cool.
fun. It's an honor to have done that while it existed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Disaster is
Yeah.
missing all
Yeah.
its spielers. Even Twister, no? Did they have?
no,
not
not really. No.
Ghostbusters, definitely though. They had
Mhm.
the Lewis Tully part at the beginning was a huge part.
Oh, I wish I'd
Mhm.
seen
I
that.
know.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah, and this is one of those attractions I remember from my first visit there when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And Yeah, one of the memories I'll always have of it when I was a kid is that we were like in the aisle seat the first time I went and saw it, and I was just like had my legs out because I didn't know what was about to happen, and almost tripped the Terminator.
That could have been unfortunate.
He like stepped right above it and he caught it and he looked down at me, and it was the scariest thing in my life.
You think they're probably used to it though, aren't they?
Yeah, they were, and he was just playing it up, being the Terminator.
Oh, wow.
That was pretty terrifying as a kid.
Yeah.
I'll always remember it. And the 3D was just so good. Everything about it was mind-blowing when it first came out.
I can imagine.
There was nothing like that at the time. So,
that 3-screen thing blew my mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be honest, there still isn't really anything like it.
The closest thing I think you've got Muppets.
Yeah, but it hasn't it still doesn't have that depth of 3D.
No.
And it with all the...
Magic has 3 screens.
Yes.
Though. They rip that off. And I think they pull it off well because it slowly gets bigger throughout the show. And then you don't even realize in Be Our Guest, it's like, wait, when did this get so big?
Yeah, that's crappy Disney things. We don't talk about them.
PhilharMagic?
Oh, sorry.
I've never been that much of a fan
Because
of
it's
PhilharMagic.
just another bog standard
It's
3D
generic.
attraction.
I
I like it.
I like it. It
it's-
feels like you're flying over Agrabah in the flying carpet scene. I like that part.
Yeah, I like that.
It was
part.
supposed to be a
I
ride
understand that. I do
originally.
like that.
That's why they have that.
Right?
Okay.
But that was one of the things for me. The Terminator, because you've got the props that are there as
Yeah,
well.
it is.
And it's literally on screen
Actors,
and it's all encompassing.
bikes, pyro, animatronics.
Yeah. So
And even PhilharMagic is just a curtain rising for the other screens. This has walls that like go into nowhere.
yeah,
Mhm.
and it's just
Stunning. It is like I
It
say,
is, and there's nothing-
the closest thing you've got to it's Muppets 3D, but that hasn't really. It's obviously got Bean Bunny and Sweetums.
And the arrows on the walls and the holes in the walls and the fire is pretty cool at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And also Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when that was still around.
That was really cool, actually.
That was really comparable as well. Yeah,
The movement was very realistic.
Yeah, and Rick Moranis, when he would come out on his little like hover machine kind of thing, he would come right in front of your face, much like it does in Terminator. And those are the only 2 attractions I've seen where the 3D gets that close to you.
Yeah, both on film.
Yeah, and so you don't get that going to the theater. It's not the same kind of effect.
No, because they're going more for depth now, whereas that type of 3D was meant for theme parks. I was going to say there's another one that just sprung to mind there as well. Tough to Be a Bug is similar.
It's okay.
Got animatronics and stuff like that, and it scares. I like watching it because it scares the shit out of kids.
Oh no, that is just like a whole. That whole thing is just to see how scared you can get people.
Oh yeah.
It's a torture chamber.
Pokes
you.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's brilliant. That's the
Spiders
best
come
bit.
from the sky.
yeah.
But
it's we didn't go every time we went to Universal, but we did make sure to go, every once in a while and keep it fresh and current. It was always a bummer when like you go and the motorcycle wasn't running or something like that.
You still hear it though.
Vroom.
He should just like come out on a scooter or something at that point.
That would be funny. Yeah.
Little kids try.
Little clown scooter. Yeah, they're like jigsaws.
Get on. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna miss it being there, being as I know it's not an opening day attraction, right? But
Pretty close, though, wasn't
96, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
but close enough to where it was. Yeah, I didn't go for the first time until. Oh wait, I went in '94, so I guess I didn't see it my first visit. It must have been my second one.
Yeah.
So you were there 93, weren't you? First off, Darren.
Late '93, early '94. I don't know exactly. Yeah, sometime around there.
I went a lot in the early 90s when I was younger. So it was always weird to me when they did open it. I was like, they could put a ride back there? This was just a street with facades. I didn't know they could put a ride back there. And now I can't imagine there not being a ride right there.
That's it. It's weird for us to think that, we've only been going since 2004, to think of a time when that wasn't in the parks.
Yeah, it's like a long stretch of nothing. They didn't even do like character meet and greets like they do now down that street. It was just a nice, quiet street. Sometimes Marilyn Monroe, and that was about it. Because it was supposed to be filming. That was the idea.
Yeah.
For filming.
Yeah. But yeah, it's sad. At least it's still, it's still out in Japan. If you've got the money to go out there, you can still sort of see it. But it
you go to
is
Florida.
It's the theme.
I think
Still hanging on in Japan for a while.
Yeah. You go.
Till the minions take it over. Right?
Probably.
Right, guys? Right?
Yeah.
Those minions.
I don't mind minions. Andy's listening now going, minions.
Whoa.
That's what
So-
Andy says.
I have
RIP.
heard that its replacement will have live actors.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if you go
So-
by what I'm hearing, that replacement will be.
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's pretty strong rumor out there that it's going to be based on the Bourne series.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
not in 3D. There will be some screens, but I'm hearing no 3D because they're getting too many guest complaints about 3D class.
Which
Correct.
totally, absolutely.
Absolutely agree.
So I think it'll be more live action than this even in the long run.
But it's just not me personally. It's not a franchise I couldn't care any less about it.
Yeah.
I've seen one
Same.
of the films and I just have no interest in seeing any of the
I think
others.
they have an idea for like a spy action show, and it could literally be anything. Like their backup plan is Bourne, and that tells me that like Universal has this idea for some kind of stunt show that is going to be spy thriller, and they're just kind of plugging in a character.
Just do James Bond.
So yeah, well, if they can get the rights to Bond, that's what they want
Yeah.
to do, I guess. And you know, I'm all for that. The Wild West stunt show the Wild West stunt
West,
show
Yes.
was my favorite show out of all of Orlando parks until they got rid of it, and it was awesome. It had the right mix of like comedy and action. And there's a part where one of them gets shot and falls 3 stories. And when he got shot, like he would spit up blood, and it's like Universal
Cool.
was so much more brave than Disney about that.
Yeah.
If they could do something like that in
Yeah.
that state with a Bond thing, you know, it could be good.
Yeah, speaking of the Wild
yes.
Wild West stunt show, a friend of mine on Facebook was one of the guys who closed out that attraction. I've already talked to him about him coming on the show to do
Oh, that's great.
a retrospective about it, so that would be cool.
Are you forgetting we
Ask
saw
him,
the
uh,
Spanish version?
Ask him about the spitting
The Wild
teeth
Wild
gag
West
and
stunt
I will do.
if it got longer.
Yeah, we actually seen
So-
the Spanish Wild Wild West
Yes.
stunt show at Portaventura when it was owned by Universal.
That was pretty good.
It's a strange thing seeing it in Spanish, not knowing what the hell's going on.
Everybody's laughing over going, yeah.
It was that Maverick show we saw. You know, Maverick.
Yeah.
But do you not remember seeing
Oh,
it
yes.
was all card
You do
tricks, but we
realise
didn't
this was a
understand a word. It
long
was
time ago.
1999.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel because obviously the rumours for the longest time was that we were going to get.
Star Trek?
No, it was The Walking Dead was the original.
Oh
Mhm.
God.
That's
Yeah.
what everyone was expecting to
Yeah.
transplant the Walking Dead walkthrough thing
I
at
don't think
Hollywood.
that gets as high of a rating as they wanted it to over in
No.
Hollywood.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Purely
No, we're not
because
going to get that.
Well, I think we talked about it with Chris a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? I don't understand why they can't have a permanent horror maze at Universal. You know, why would you not want to promote your premiere event of the year throughout the year to people who necessarily don't know it's there? But
They
anyway,
can, but I just wouldn't do Walking Dead personally.
no,
No.
I agree.
I would
Everything
allow us
else.
for some more like jump startle scares, like
Classic
the
Universal
exactly.
monsters.
Mm?
Maybe.
yeah.
You don't even necessarily to do it based on an IP. I think if you look at Horror Nights this year, the highest rated houses seem
Oh,
to
yeah.
be the originals.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I always like to see the originals.
Yeah, and I think it's you'll always have that like county fair haunted house kind of aspect
Mhm.
of people that aren't normally going to go to horror nights but would go through like one house
Yeah.
that's a little bit lighter during the day,
Yeah.
that only has like 4 or 5 scare actors in it, that kind of thing.
But I think the general audiences really just want rides. And
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
going to
I
rate
absolutely
anything
agree.
poorly that isn't a ride.
But then I think we said it on with Chris why they couldn't sort of retrofit one to the exit portion of the horror makeup show. You could do a separate, so you just go out normally, or you route it through
That would be cool.
a mini scare maze. So you can either just go out if
Yeah.
that's not for you, or just it doesn't have to be anything
It's an
major.
optional extra, yeah.
Like I say,
But they're getting rid of attractions with actors and spielers. Why would they have scare actors?
yeah,
At least they still have one in the Kong queue.
yes, true,
It doesn't necessarily have to have actors in it. It could have motion activated
yeah.
blasts of air.
And I think the
Things-
Walking Dead one in Hollywood has
There's
that. Like half of them are fake.
Yeah, there's we watched the walkthrough of it, didn't we? I don't
Mm.
think there's that many actors in it. But it is, you look now, other than the horror makeup show, I think the only thing on property that's really actor driven is Poseidon's Fury.
Mm.
Yeah.
True.
And that seems to be
Oh, see, I love
tenuous
that, and I'm
ground.
gutted because we planned to do that on our last day last time, and things just conspired against us and we never got it because Rusty was supposed to be working it that morning. That's why I wanted to go and do it. But yeah, it's a sad time that everything's getting replaced for obviously the cheaper, more reliable versions, I suppose, of want of a better way. You can kind of understand why theme parks want to go down that route, but I think it's definitely diluting the experience.
Yeah, and all the time, gate prices are going up. Which,
sad, really.
You know.
Hey, we still have the Sinbad stunt show.
Hey!
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, they redid that and cleaned up the theater, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, that was the thing with this. It wasn't that long ago that they redid the pre-show. And then with...
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah.
And they actually tweaked it again because the movie failed so hard.
Right. And then obviously, I think a lot of people thought this might get a bit of a stay of execution because the way it works now with, I think it's after so many years that the rights revert back to James Cameron for the Terminator franchise because he's doing a new one, isn't he? And they've already announced that Arnie will be back for it and so will Linda Hamilton. So I thought that might have maybe made them hang on to it a little bit longer just to see how that goes, but obviously not.
Nope.
Yeah, and he's only producing. He's not directing.
Is he not? All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, it seemed like they make these decisions and then it like happens. It's the same thing with like Jurassic Park and Kong, you know, Kong going in there instead of like making a Jurassic World attraction. It's like, well, they've already made the decision to do Kong and like, all right, let's announce it. And as soon as announced it's like Jurassic World does awesome at the box office. And they're like, oh man, all right. Well, we're already did it, you know.
Well,
like, so.
if Universal makes a new theme park, down in their new property, maybe they'll just bring all of the properties, all the IPs that they got rid of back.
That would be cool.
Except in a new incarnation.
But then you look at it the other way as well. They did the opposite with Minions because they put Minions in. Well, just retrofit it into Jimmy Neutron, and that went massive. And then Hollywood obviously got the benefit of that because they got the whole Super Silly Funland. I think potentially if they'd have realised how big Despicable Me was going to be, I think that might have been the Kids Zone replacement in hindsight.
Definitely. I have heard rumors that the new Bond show will have like a moving theater design.
Yeah, I've heard
like
that actually.
Swings back and forth and stuff. And like I said, people want rides. That's one way to make it feel like a ride.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like it's going to make you sick.
Possibly.
Yeah, well, yeah. If they can do something, you know, cool and innovative with the show, then I'm all for it because that is one thing that Universal's lacking as compared to Disney. You know, or some decent shows to just sit and relax.
Absolutely.
And watch, so
Yeah.
and if it's if they can pull it off, I'm definitely all for it. And yeah, like you said, the stunt show was great, and I love seeing that kind of thing in the parks. The Indiana Jones show is also one of my favorites over on Disney property. So
Can't believe that's still going. I love it, but I just can't believe it's still going.
yeah.
It was awful the last time we saw it.
terrible.
They didn't. The big German officer that he fights in front of the plane didn't even shave his head properly. It's like, come on,
It took you out of
seriously.
it.
Oh, he had a big, yeah, but that guy's a big bald bloke. It's Pat Roach, wasn't
Roach,
it?
yeah.
In the film, and he's got like a full head of hair, and I'm like, really?
I'm sorry, you know, he's got to live his life.
That's not the point. That's your job.
Skull cap.
Yeah,
I
exactly. Spray his hair pink.
Well, either way, the show itself, I enjoy it. I like the stunts and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know there's a lot of comments about this. It's like, how the hell is T2 3D going, yet Shrek still survives?
Give it time. Give it time.
Oh, no. I will clap my hands the day they announce that thing going.
Probably January is my guess.
Really? I hope so.
I think as soon as Fast and Furious opens, that's the next one to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just need something to stay open for a while. They don't want to put
they
Hollywood
don't.
studios and close everything down. In the
Yeah, I was going to say,
once.
even if they did close all the things that are rumored to close all at once, they would still have twice as many rides as Disney's Hollywood Studios
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Cool.
Maybe more.
All right, well, yeah, that'll do it for this one. Hope everybody enjoyed it. And
I did.
Automatic targeting systems active. Laser designated active. Prepare to fire.
yeah, and as we speculated, you know, I might be back.
Well, that wraps up another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Thanks for listening. Between shows, please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. It really helps. But if you're not an Apple user, you can find us on Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play, or wherever great podcasts are found. Head over to our blog at uuopodcast.com for show notes, articles, and more. You can get in touch with us by emailing podcast@uuopodcast.com or leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/uuopodcast. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. Just search UUO Podcast. And if you're planning a trip to Universal Orlando or Walt Disney World, please check out our sponsors by going to mouseandmuggle.com to book your next trip. Well, that's a wrap. See you next week.